Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy VII. Last time, I maxed out my battle points at 65,000. Of course, I forgot that it does max out at 65,000, and I went in and got 10,000 more points, when I probably had about 62,000, so I pretty much wasted lots of time. Anyway, it maxes out at 65,000, the most expensive item here is W item, and the limit there just says that you can only get one of them per playthrough. And so yeah, I'm going to get the W summon now, then we're going to go and do another battle, and I'll do some more off screen to get enough to get Omni Flash, which is Cloud's ultimate limit break. You can finally get it at half the price it was earlier. And the champion belts are also half price, as are the Stardust and the Speed Plus materia, I think, as well. Actually, they might have even been more before, I can't remember. Either way, let's pick up W summon now, which basically just allows you to cast 2 spells in 1 round. And then we can head in here. As you can see, by my my total GP, did some more of the Chocobo racing, like I said I was last time. Yeah, it you can definitely get a lot more items and a lot more GP by going through that over and over again. So, here we are again. And as usual, I showed you my setup last time. Not a lot to these fights, especially now. They're a lot harder earlier on in the game when I was getting the champion belts. This point in the game, very, very straightforward. Not going to have a lot of problem with the enemies we're facing right now. Assuming you're somewhat close to my levels and all that stuff. I think Cloud's around level 60 right now, which he's probably over leveled, but oh well. Yeah, double cut is really, really good. And as with before, I'm going to cheese my way through these because I'm horrible at reading the slots. Basically, I just want to make sure that I don't lose my ribbon, because if I do, then the status effects can basically one-shot you, depending on what they are. You can get, if you get turned into a frog, I don't care about any of those. Unfortunately, I lost my armor relatively quickly, even though I painstakingly chose an armor that would have been quite useful for this area. Not that a lot of these enemies get a chance to attack me, considering, the haste that I get from Big Guard and all that. I don't have, like, a bestiary set on these guys, all these enemies. They're enemies we fought before, most of them anyway. Well, I can't lose my command materia. I said I can't lose my command materia, thank you. So, yeah, what was I saying? Double cut is very good. I have no idea what I was saying. Yeah, take everything down with double cut. Basically all you need to do right now. Oh yeah, the enemies have, I don't want to lose my weapon. That'll work. Yeah, the enemies have pretty much the same stats as they do when you encounter them in, throughout the game. But some, like, I think they have more HP here, for the most part anyway. Well, that doesn't matter. Ow, I've lost a lot of HP. Jeez. Alright, let's take these guys out with beta, so I don't get hit with multiple attacks. That ribbon is very helpful. Unfortunately, they have inflicted slow on them. You can usually tell if you just kind of watch Cloud hover. You can kind of see the speed with which he's hovering, because his sword, moves up and down as he's staying in place. As you see right now, he's moving quite slow. Yeah, so I'm going to have to recast Big Guard here. And there's a Toneberry. Not good. Definitely not good. Toneberries can probably kill me. Big Guard. Gotta get haste up, otherwise I'm completely screwed. I don't think I can use L4 Suicide against him, otherwise I would do that. Yeah, unfortunately he might end up hitting me, and if he does, he's probably gonna kill me. He does have a lot of HP, and I don't have anything that I can really deal any more damage than double cut right now, so... Come on, no, I'm dead. Yep, instant death. Kind of unfortunate. Alright, take 2. this is the same point in the battle. I just was able to make different choices by loading an old save state. Sad. Unfortunately, the tone berries are a little cheap in here. There's also another enemy, the ghost ship. Usually appears as the last enemy, which should be this time. I'm gonna make sure I get good points here. Okay, I didn't need to. I got mentioned here. That's what I wanted. This guy, not too challenging. If I remember right, you can hit him with L4 Suicide and then not have to deal with him. Or you could just continuously beat up on him. He's not too hard. Does that work on this one? It does. Look at that. Now, I don't think he's got that much more HP. Unfortunately, even though it's L4 Suicide and it should bring them to critical, it can't bring them to critical if their HP is more than 10,000 because it can't exceed the max damage cap. So, unfortunately, it only brings them down partly. But it's more than enough, and I could probably have used it again, but he doesn't have that much more HP, so... Finish you off here. Eventually. Come on. Guess I'm gonna have to heal up. No, I'm not. I had a feeling he was almost dead or I would have healed already, but oh. Anyway, that's pretty much the strategy for the fights now. You could use slash all as well, but I think double cut is definitely warranted, especially for some of the later enemies. So I'm going to get up to, I think it's 32,000 so that I can get Omni Slash, and I'll be right back. Alright, all done. Got more than enough points. Unfortunately, I was, I think, like 400 points shy of getting to 3,200, and I had to do a whole nother one. So there, we've got Omni Slash. And let's teach that to Cloud right away. Let me find it. That's a potion, I don't need that. Oh, we got Sid's as well, the High Wind. Obviously, I think I forgot to mention that when we picked it up, but yep, his last name is High Wind, his ultimate limit is High Wind, and the airship is High Wind. I think they had a fascination with that name. Normally I go over all the limits, but we've seen pretty much all of these. Normal attack with paralysis, splits off, more damage. Meteorine was really good. Finishing touch is the only one I haven't really seen, and that has a chance of blowing weaker enemies away at basically instant death. And if not, they fall back down. Basically, it throws a tornado at them. They fly up, they fall down, if they're too strong to be thrown away completely. But his ultimate limit, Omni Slash, hits multiple times, more than Meteorine, and is really good. Not to mention, he'll target all enemies if there's more than one. Not that that's particularly important. Other thing I wanted to mention is, I'll just meet you at the outside by the airship there. The other thing that I wanted to mention was that, where am I going here? Gotta go to Rocket Town. There is an interesting, I'm not sure if it's technically a status effect or what it is, but it's called All Lucky Sevens. And if your total HP falls on exactly 7,777 HP, you will go into a berserk mode and all your attacks will deal 7,777 damage. You'll keep that amount of life, I think, for the rest of the battle or something like that. It's an interesting situation. I've never personally seen it. I've only heard about it. So, I don't know. Anyway, I'm just going to adjust my setup and I'll be right back. Alright, back. I just wanted to bring Sid into my party since I think he's forced into your party once you actually get here. Not sure where it happens, because I usually have him in at this point anyway. Anyway, if you talk to this guy, it tells you that there's people messing with the rocket, so obviously this is where we have to go. Cloud kind of mentioned it before, but they didn't really explain what was going on here. Let's find out. Oh, so they're all excited about the rocket. I guess they must be doing something about launching the rocket finally. Terrorists? I'm not a terrorist. I'm an eco-terrorist. Get it right already. Jeez. Attack! And one more. Well, that was simple enough. Nothing particularly interesting. There was a new enemy there called Senior Grunt, but they have water damage and they have 2,600 HP according to my notes, but they were also listed as being in Janan, not here in Rocket Town. There we go. Anyway, yeah, at this point, I guess is where Sid is forced into your party. So, anyway, I brought him in since it makes sense to be here anyway with him. And, of course, it's Sid's rocket, so we definitely want to bring him along. It's all about Sid, the storyline here. And maybe we'll get a chance to hear some good theme there with Sid's theme. Rude, you sure did get here rather quickly. And even though there's no boss theme, it's technically a boss. It is Rude. And there's not a lot to this fight. I don't know what happened to Rude in between now and when we fought him on the Gelnika, but I guess you weren't supposed to go to the Gelnika yet, because here he only has 9,000 HP, and on the Gelnika he had 20,000. So, not too much to worry about, though I would like to, Sid, you're not helping when you do that. And yeah, these guys fall pretty quickly. Random soldiers, not much to worry about. I do have to wake up, oh, where is it? See White Wind. I gotta wake up Sid there. I want to steal. And now there's Zydrite from this guy, so hopefully I'll be able to do it. I gave Sid the sneak ring. Down kill him. Probably could too, which is pretty sad. Once we start to pick up some of this materia, you know, Ultima, Quadramagic, Contain, Double Cut, Slash All, a lot of the enemies just lose a lot of their challenge. Let's see if we can steal that item here. Not, I'll mime it. No, no luck yet. Don't tell me I have to edit this out too. I don't want to do that. Edited out half of my time sitting here today. Jeez. Come on. Would you stop attacking me already? There we go. And again, like I was saying, there's not a lot to this guy. About mime that. And I guess you can use Magic Breath as well. There's nothing you need to worry about avoiding to cast. He could have used Big Guard, but why? He's gone already. Really not much of a challenge at this point. There still are challenging bosses ahead. Don't get me wrong, but at this point there just aren't a lot. Most of the remaining tough ones are on disc 3, but there's 1 or 2 on this disc, I think. Maybe. Really? You're that stupid that you're going to stand in front of me when I'm taking out all of your superiors that have superior skill set to you. Oh well, show this off. This is the senior grunt. He uses Water Wave. What is he, a Pokemon? Yeah, he's pretty much dead after that. Yeah. That's why I didn't bother to show it off before, because there's not really any point. But, oh well, there you go. I showed off a battle that was really, really pointless. You say anything? No. Okay, let's head in here. Never able to go in here last time we were here. Oh, what are these guys doing here? Yeah, what the hell are you guys doing here? Okay. Oh, they're gonna launch the rocket. Awesome. What are you talking about? Oh, so that's why they wanted all the huge materia. Now it makes sense. They're gonna use the last money they had in the space program, and they're gonna launch the rocket as basically a nuke at the meteor to blow it up. Apparently Cloud's gonna be ignored now, which is, you know, pretty much the way it's been for most of the game. I try and ignore Cloud whenever possible. It doesn't seem to work. The most important fight, of course, the autopilot's been broken. Oh, bloody hell. Sid, you got it. Yeah. Sid, what are you up to? There's only one way to control it without an autopilot, and you know what way that is. Here's where I get a little confused on Cloud's perspective here. Yes, we're going to use their powers to help, save the planet from Sephiroth. So we can't lose the huge materia. They make it seem as though huge materia is required to beat Sephiroth, which is not the case, nor has it been implied at any point along the way. It really is only now that they even mention it. Cid gets it right. It's something precious, but it's not something required. And we get to listen to Sending a Dream into the Universe again, which is awesome. See, I like Cid here, because I can kind of share in his perspective. The way they use Cid's, little speech here to kind of drum up the battleground between science and magic, or magic is used to refer to things like spirituality, religion, all that kind of thing, and use that kind of same perspective, that same back and forth that goes on in philosophical discussion in real life to kind of show what's going on in his head. And I like that. I think that's really, really cool. And you can see that a lot, like he's explaining about how a lot of these advancements stem from power. But he also shows that, he's talking about science here. There's no greater power than science. But he also can understand the opposite side, how we are kind of required to rely on this magic. Without any materia, we'd lose to Sephiroth outright. I'm sure someone's done a challenge where they did no materia challenge and they probably beat him. I don't care. What I'm trying to say is, they have the back and forth, and I kind of like that. I also kind of like the fact that science wins out in Cid's mind, but, whatever. Cid's a great character because when he sets his mind to something, he'll do it. Ain't nobody gonna stop him. And I really, his character works really well in this game. Oh boy, it's the Fat Man. What did you do? You launch son of a bitch. Cid, stop the rocket. Hey, no countdown? What the hell? Blast off? Come on, really? There's a countdown there. What happened to 3 and 2? This is a cool FMV. Really, really cool. Again, from today's perspective, Final Fantasy VII FMVs really do look like somebody's, a computer science major's, little project that they did where they just created a town and showed how their physics were going to work in it, in terms of 3D rendering. But, back in the day, now I'm old, but yeah, back in the day, this was completely different. Look at Final Fantasy VI, for instance, check out the graphics in that game and what we got for cinematics in that game. Not talking about the anthology re-release, the original version on Super Nintendo. 16 megabyte game. Well, if you look at it as a ROM file, I think it's only like 4, but yeah, it's a 16-bit game or a 32-bit game, one of the two, and it's just tiny compared to this thing. Doesn't mean it's any worse. In fact, I like Final Fantasy IV more than I like Final Fantasy VI. I almost like Final Fantasy IV more than I like this game sometimes, but that's besides the point. Looks like the course is set. Yep, that screen is very, very generic and very uninspired, but okay. We're all gonna die. No, wait a minute. I'm gonna have to find a clip. Yep, I think so. Insert clip.
We're all gonna die.
Yay, I hope I found it. If not, I'm just talking on my ass. So yeah, they locked the autopilot. We can't get out of here. Sid, I can't remember how old Sid is in this game. I think he's like in his 30s or maybe his 40s or something like that. He's not that old, but he treats everybody around him like a kid because, you know, Cloud's like 22 and Tifa and Eris and Yuffie. Vincent is a little older, but, you know, he's also kind of a vampire, but not really. I don't know. He looks like a vampire because he's sleeping in a coffin when we find him. Oh, would you look at that? The logical thing happened. That's not Deus Ex Machina. There's supposed to be one on there. And I'm not, you know, trying to go over the top and make fun of it. There should be an escape pod on it, so I don't call it bullshit at all. What are we going to do with huge materia? Sid doesn't care. Oh, so we're going to have to climb the ladder. Apparently, Sid's changing his mind. If he made up that entire speech just because he wanted to go into outer space, more power to you, Sid. I don't care whether it has meaning or not. If you're going to go out of your way and make something that's really profound and makes a hell of a lot of sense, makes somebody think, and you did it just because you wanted something, like hell, you know, go for it. If you can do that, you know, when it's not something you technically believe in or something like that, and you can make it seem so believable, all the power to you. Anyway, that's all the time I have for this episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy VII. Next time, we will go find the huge materia and get off this rocket, hopefully. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time.